Joining for today's Fulfillment by Amazon webinar about the Pan-European FBA program. As Daniel said, my name is Alice Patch. I joined Amazon in January 2020, so just before the pandemic hit, on the PanEU team. My day-to-day role is to provide support for businesses looking to expand their businesses in Europe and also optimizing their business. So I hope you are all keeping well and excited and ready for Q4. And let's get into our discussion on PanEU. So just before jumping into the agenda, let's just review together what the goal is of today's webinar. So first of all, you will be updated on the latest and exciting news on the PanEU program. Secondly, we will talk you through how to optimize your PanEU selection and placement settings to expand your business even further in Europe. And lastly, we will explore the new VAT services promotion that helps you manage your registration and filings on Amazon's VAT services. Cool. So today we will give you an overview about everything you need to know about optimizing your business across Europe. As Danielle mentioned, we have attached a PDF in the chat box of the webinar, so please make sure you follow along with the PDF as there are some useful links and content in there, and also you can refer back to it when this webinar has ended. Also, again, just please note that this webinar is being recorded and you can access it through the webinar portal in the coming days. Right, let's get started on our latest news to the PanEU program. So, Amazon Small and Light, which I'm sure most of you already know quite a bit about already, but Fulfillment by Amazon Small and Light is an FBA shipping solution for fast-moving small and light products. So that's ASINs that cost around sort of £9 to €10, including VAT or less. And with the launch of Pan-European FBA for small and light, you can now benefit from low local small and light fulfillment fees and at the same time benefit from the Pan-European FBA program. So this previously was not an option, therefore selling partners had to have separate SKUs for shipping their small and light products into Europe. So we're really excited to announce this, and obviously for yourselves, you'll be able to reach a larger selection of customers whilst you can enjoy the local FBA small and light fulfillment fees in the countries where you have enabled storage placement. So pretty exciting news. So just to give you a bit of an example of what this means and what do I mean about sort of local fulfillment fees on the small and light program. So imagine for yourselves, you're a UK-based selling partner and you want your products that have a measurement of 20 by 15 by 1, a weight of 200 grams, and you want to sell that product, say, in Italy and Spain. So you have several options regarding sort of, if you want to do cross-border fulfillment or Pan-European FBA, which is the most cost-effective option. So for Pan-European FBA now post-Brexit, you do need to ship into one EU fulfillment centre. So let's take an example of this. You could be shipping into Spain. So cross-border from your home country, which is the UK, it would cost you €4.88. But by using the Pan-European program, you'll need to send stock, like I said, into one European fulfillment centres, which in this case, say Spain or Italy, and you can receive the Pan-European small and light fulfillment fees. So as you can see in the slide here, it's €1.65 in Spain and €1.85 in Italy. So you can save almost 70% on the fulfillment fees compared to the standard cross-border fulfillment. So for products in the sort of lower average selling price segment, this is a massive win. Therefore, if you have any eligible products, that fit the requirement for PanEU Small and Light, you will be benefiting from these cost savings. So how does this work? So you just need to make sure that you have your listings live in the respective marketplaces that you have enrolled onto PanEU. And these ASINs should be listed under the same SKU. The second step would then be to enroll the SKUs for Small and Light in every marketplace using the Small and Light registration page. And of course, as a last step, you also need to make sure you've activated storage in the respective countries by enabling this. So in order to enable it, you just need to go to Settings, FBA, Cross-Border Fulfillment, and then you'll be able to enable it. And then as a last step, obviously, to send in your inventory and see those sales coming through on PanEU SNL. So if you know already sort of about Small and Light, you know, in the past, it wasn't actually possible to work with Amazon barcodes. Now it is. And it's also possible to work with manufacturer barcodes for Small and Light as well. So this is great news for the Small and Light program. We're super excited as we listen to the voice of our selling partners, and we heard that this was quite a big blocker to sort of launching Small and Light products into Europe. So hopefully this now enables that. Right, so moving on to another sort of big win for the PanEU program. The program has just got bigger. So every year, sort of our program helps thousands of businesses, including yourselves, to increase their sales across Europe, whilst paying sort of lower FBA fulfillment fees where you have enabled inventory placement. So that then allows Amazon, once your stock has hit Europe, to then ship into other European countries and place your inventory closer to the customer. With that being said, we are happy to announce that we've extended the PanEU FBA program to include 3 additional storage options. So you may have previously been aware of these 3 stores and seen sort of launch announcements, but now the Netherlands, Poland and Sweden are part of PanEU. So this means, again, you can enjoy the lower fulfillment fees and fast delivery from these stores on your PanEU FBA enrolled ASINs. Cool. So because of these changes, we have had to make a few internal changes to the PanEU inventory page. So with this PanEU inventory page, you can find it on your Seller Central. If you go to Inventory, Pan-European FBA Inventory. And with that, you can easily check and manage the enrollment status of your Pan-European FBA ASINs for Netherlands, Poland and Sweden. So you can see these as well, also including sort of the regular UK and EU4 marketplaces. You can select Poland as a standalone option for Pan-European inventory placement because we do have fulfillment centres in Poland. So to ensure then that you benefit from the local fulfillment fees for your Pan-European FBA enrolled ASINs, this is recommended, and we'll get onto sort of the VAT obligations that would come as part of this. So again, very exciting news. Cool. So lastly, quite a few updates to the program that we'll be sharing today. But the last one would be the new partners available for our VAT services on Amazon program. So we have selected experienced and trusted tax service providers in Europe to bring you support as a cost-effective option to either registering for VAT or doing your VAT filings. So at sign up, you will be assigned a tax provider. However, once you've sort of gone through the sign up stage of Amazon's VAT services, you can then actually sort of put in your preferred tax advisor and the tax advisor that you'd like to work with, and this is available based on your sort of country of establishment. So we do have a variety of tax advisors for specific countries, so just recommend having a look through and maybe doing some sort of internal research to see which tax provider you would like to work with, or you might have previously worked with before. Lovely. And also just on this VAT topic, if you are interested in signing up with Amazon's VAT services, there is a link in the PDF slides that Danielle has attached, which will take you through to sort of more information about our VAT services on Amazon. Brill. Right. So Moving on to a bit more about sort of the core content of this webinar. And obviously we've had some big announcements, but we want to sort of understand a bit more on how we can grow your existing Pan-European FBA sort of program that you are on. So just sort of in this section, we will take a look into the Pan-European inventory page that I previously mentioned, and also how to enroll your selection onto the program. Cool. So the very first step starts with just understanding how to monitor your inventory enrolled on PanEU. So the go-to place to monitor your PanEU inventory is the My PanEU inventory page, which I mentioned earlier. To find it, again, if you just go to inventory, this on your Seller Central, if you go to inventory, manage your PanEU inventory, the key functions on this page will definitely help you just to overall see sort of which ASINs or what selection you've got enrolled on the program and that are eligible, and that you're seeing the PanEU benefits and cost savings. You can also manage your placement settings, so by enabling additional countries for Amazon to store and distribute your products in. So as you can see that in the second box. And also to enable Build International Listings tool. So that's an automated system which simply helps you to offer, put your offers in and manage your sort of listings across Europe. So again, just here in the slides, you can see a preview of what this page looks like. You can see this dashboard in the countries that you have selected placement for, so where you have the AT numbers and you're looking to sort of enroll onto PanEU. Another thing to bear in mind with this page is you can also see which inventory or which of your offers you have already enrolled. So in this example, you can see that there are 178 enrolled ASINs. You can see if you've got any ASINs enrolling sort of ending soon, and in this case, you know, that could be in particular maybe you need to add an offer on a certain marketplace, but we can get into that in a bit. So all in all, really recommend looking at this tool. This inventory page is super helpful and valuable. I've worked with multiple selling partners, and I think with this tool, it's not always selling partners aren't always aware of it, and it's definitely a good way to check which ASINs and you've got enrolled onto the program and which FBA eligible ASINs you could enroll on the program. So really, really useful page, and definitely recommend looking into it. Right, so let's see a bit more about how you can act on your eligible offers that say are not enrolled yet on PanEU. So always remember that there are 3 steps to enrolling your selection into the program. And these are the following. So you have to list your products in all the required Amazon European stores. So if that's not, you will see that you've got no offer listed on, again, this is on the Pan-European FBA inventory page. You will see that you have no offer against any of your ASINs, so that you must have an active offer against these ASINs. If not, you will get a blurred out sort of section in the inventory page that you see no offer required. Secondly, would be to just verify that each enrolled ASIN has only one F&S SKU. And this is the same in all the marketplaces where you're storing your stock. Having multiple SKUs will create missing offers. And that will then mean that the ASIN is not enrolled on the PanEU program. So super important to have the same SKU. You list your offers against that ASIN on that SKU, and it will be enrolled onto the Pan-European FBA program. Lastly, would just to be, again, verify that your offers are active in all the required stores. This inventory page is super helpful in seeing, you know, which offers you've got active in the certain marketplaces, and might give you a nice kick up the backside if you need to enroll some other ASINs and create those offers. Cool. Right, so moving on then to the next slide, which is sort of about sort of your FBA saving potential coming from sort of enriching your selection or placing your products in additional countries in Europe. So our agenda for this section will be sort of what is the FBA saving potential that you can have on the program, and also how to create new FBA listings. And following on from that, how to upload these listings via several methods. So we've got the manual upload, the bulk upload, and using Build International listings. Perfect. So also in this section, we will learn how to explore the potential savings coming from further expanding your business in additional countries. So that's in terms of creating new FBA listings. Hence adding those additional offers that I was mentioning before to make sure that all of your active ASINs are enrolled onto the program, and enriching your selection, but also enabling additional countries for your product placement. So for this purpose, we've created a bit of an ad hoc seller central page, which is called FBA savings potential page, which will display your potential savings by expanding your business sort of either in more marketplaces or creating additional offers for FBA. So in the slides, you can find the link to access this page. Again, if you're having difficulties, obviously I'm not able to access it through the shared screen, but the PDF, you'll be able to open this and have a look at your FBA savings from the program. Brilliant. So cool. Now let's explore a bit more on the FBA savings potential page. So this will allow you to discover the savings from creating additional offers and enabling additional placement countries. So here in the slides, you can see that the page has two separate sections. So one of them is dedicated to missing offers. So that's the part on the left, and one is on missing placement, which is on the right that you can see. So by enriching your selection of products and creating those additional offers in the required Amazon stores, you will be able to increase your savings. So just follow the actions suggested in this page. Then if that's an enabling placement country, so being VAT registered and being able to hold your stock in a particular EU marketplace, that will help sort of lower the fulfillment fees for yourselves and also have the prime next day delivery. So it's a win-win situation. You do have to sort of think of the customer as well, and having a prime next day delivery is what majority of customers on Amazon are filtering for now. So super useful FBA savings page for seeing which offers you need to enroll onto PanEU, and then also the countries that you need to enable for additional storage. Brill. So hopefully this is all clear so far. So let's now start focusing on how to act on missing offers. So as we saw before, to benefit from local fulfillment fees, eligible FBA products must have FBA offers active in all the required Amazon European stores. So the FBA savings potential page will provide detailed instructions on how you can act on missing offers in order to enroll them on PanEU and to also start exploiting the program benefits. So the key steps to enrolling your missing offers include enrolling, again, the eligible FBA ASINs in the required stores with active offers. So that goes back to the PanEU inventory page, where it'll be super useful for you to see which FBA ASINs you have eligible for PanEU and which ones you can start creating offers against and send stock into Europe. Secondly, would be always to check the status of your offers from the inventory page. Spot for potential errors. This could be listing errors, pricing errors, just good to keep up with that. If not, it could mean that the products are listed as enrollment ending soon or enrollment ended. And then lastly is to verify that each enrolled ASIN has only one FNS SKU. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's super important that all the FNS SKUs are the same in all stores. So if you create multiple SKUs for a single ASIN, and none of the SKUs have active offers for all the required marketplaces, you will not benefit from the local fulfillment fees and also prime next day delivery for the customers. So to solve this, align your ASINs to the same SKU and ensure that all required offers are active. Again, going back to the PanEU inventory page, this is a super useful page to see which ASINs you have enrolled on the program, where you may need to increase the offers, and also which countries you've enabled placement in. Cool, right. Moving on then to kind of how to add your missing offers in the required marketplaces. You can do it in certain steps. So as I mentioned before, there are 3 ways. You can manually do it, you can bulk do it, or do it via the Build an International Listings tool. So if you were to manually add missing offers in the required marketplaces, if you go onto the Manage Inventory page, find the listing that you want to edit, and then if you select edit from the drop down menu, as you can see in picture 1, select that and then click on the marketplace where you want to sell your product, add the price, and once it's done, click save and finish, and Amazon will translate your product. So I'd recommend for if you were to do it manually, if you have just maybe a few ASINs that you want to create a missing offer, this is a good way to do it. Super quick and simple, won't require sort of using any Excels, which can be a bit messy sometimes. So this is a super easy way, but recommend just doing it for a few ASINs. If you want to sort of bulk upload, if you have multiple ASINs, it might take a while to go through each edit sort of and create the price. So if you were to create and expand multiple listings at the same time, this approach of using a bulk upload is the one for you. So here you would need to go to your Seller Central inventory and then add products via upload. And it's in the inventory section. Once you select download an inventory file, you will be able to choose the marketplaces you want to include. You'll be able to create an EU template containing attributes for the categories and marketplaces specified. And within the template, you can create and edit your offers on the ASINs in each marketplace. So if an ASIN does not exist in a marketplace, localization attempts to create the ASIN in the marketplace will happen. So again, recommend using this version if you were to bulk upload or want to change attributes on ASINs or create offers across multiple ASINs. So this is a really good way to do it. Lastly, we have a third tool, which is the Build International Listings tool, which is an Amazon tool that lets you create international listings in a really sort of intuitive and smart way. The tool allows you to save time in the creation, the translation, and also the pricing of one or more offers present in your home store or your sort of the store that's called the source store. A bit of a tongue twister there, but your source marketplace is the store that you are sort of is your main store. So predominantly for probably most people on this call, it would be the UK. So you can save time and effort by managing multiple offers in one store. So from your source store, the tool updates all the eligible offers and prices in the target stores based on settings that you specify and the currency exchange rates. So a bit about why to choose the Build International Listings tool. So Build automatically syncs all of your offers, prices in target stores. So based on the price you set in your source store, which for us would be, say, the UK, it would then sync and create those offers with the sort of exchange rate or pricing rules that you've set for yourselves in the other European marketplaces. Amazon's automatically translates as well product detail pages in the target stores, so this does save you time. And with Bill, you can set specific pricing rules to increase your competitiveness and adjust prices periodically to reflect conversion and fluctuations. I know I mentioned just previously around translations. I guess a side note from myself, just with working with selling partners, I'd recommend, you know, you really prioritize translations. It's super valuable for our European customers to have good translations. If you are looking at using advertising or deals as well, making sure you have strong translations, you know, will be ultimately, you know, what gets you at the top, and also the overall customer experience will be better. So definitely recommend, if you can, put more time into your translations, to definitely do this and seek sort of external help with that. We do have the service provider network on your Seller Central. You can just type it in, it will pop up, and this network will basically just give you a whole bunch of recommendations for translation services, returns, shipping. It is the works, so recommend having a look at that as well. So to activate Bill international listings, you can simply go to inventory, sell globally, Bill's international listings is on the top, and then start the enrollment process, which will allow you to select the destination marketplace and exchange the pricing rules that you want to apply for your ASINs. Cool. So in this slide, we can see how Build international listings will look like once activated. So highlighted, you can see the most important sort of call to actions of the tool, which will allow you to monitor sort of your out of stock ASINs, check your connections, so making sure that none of those connections are lost, and also brand and category gating as well. Let's move slides. Gone too far, right? This one. Again, please make sure to remember to pay attention to products that get excluded from the sync. Not all products do naturally get enrolled using the Build international listings. This can be due to manual pricing overrides in the target marketplace. So indeed, with the latter, that will prevent Bill from syncing your offers. So to reactivate the connection, you'll just need to simply click on the excluded products link and reactivate the connections. And we suggest to check this page sort of once a week, just to double check sort of which ASINs you've got enrolled using Bill, which ones you've excluded. You know, there might be other reasons why you'll exclude sort of a listing on PanEU. You know, certain products you might not want to sell in certain marketplaces, that's fine. You can use the exclusion button in Bill as well to make sure that these ASINs do not enroll on PanEU, or you know, you can manage your inventory that way. So again, really useful tool to use, and is very quick and easy as well. Saves kind of the manual process of sort of pricing and doing the translations. Cool. So let's move on then to a bit about sort of placing your inventory in additional countries. So in this section, we will cover sort of savings from storing your inventory in Europe in additional countries, and your VAT filings and registration. Perfect. So as we saw before, the FBA savings page does not only provide savings from missing offers, but it also will allow you to discover your potential savings from missing placement. So what do I mean by missing placement? That could be that you've enabled storage and you've got that registration numbers in Germany, France, and the UK, but actually you want to start selling and have your stock close to the customer in Spain. So by enabling additional countries for storage of your products, you'll be able to reach millions more customers with faster delivery speeds, and you'll also be paying the domestic fulfillment fees of the local country where you're storing your stock. So as an example, like I said before, if you're storing your stock, you've got VAT registration numbers in Germany and France, and you have enabled PanEU, and a customer in Spain wants to buy your product, with this theory, that shipment from a German fulfillment center to the customer in Spain will be using the cross-border fees. So that is more expensive, and you will not be benefiting from the PanEU program benefits either. So that's why having additional placement options and getting VAT registered is a better overall customer experience, and you'll also be spending less money on the fulfillment fees. So in this section at the bottom of the page, you will learn how much you can save in fulfillment fees by enabling the placement of your products there. And remember that as the number of countries where storage is enabled increases, your savings in FBA fulfillment costs will increase. So in fact, with all countries enabled for placement, you can save up to around 53% in fulfillment fees. So definitely recommend looking into the sort of adding additional countries into Pan-European FBA. Right, next slide. So VAT filings and registration. So as you are all probably aware, please remember that by storing goods in additional countries outside of your home country, that might trigger VAT requirements. So with that being said, you can take advantage of our VAT Services on Amazon program, which is a solution made to manage your European and UK VAT registration and filing obligations more easily, but also via a third-party tax service provided through, and it's all through Seller Central. So as VAT goes, this is a very useful way of getting your VAT registration numbers. What we will do in this section is cover sort of the introduction to VAT services on Amazon, how you can join, and a bit about the VAT filings with Amazon's VAT services as well. Cool. So Amazon shows its commitment in supporting selling partners expanding their business into Europe, handling the complexity of selling across Europe by this dedicated solution for VAT requirements. So we have partnered with tax agents that make this solution the way it is now. It is a simple solution, cost effective, and you'll receive your VAT registration numbers and filings. So why would you choose Amazon's VAT solution? So there are three main reasons for this. Firstly, the first 6 months are free. So that will be your registration and your filings for the first 6 months are free. You'll receive constant customer support and guidance through your VAT filings process. So we do have a dedicated Amazon's VAT Service seller support team who will be able to provide you a lot more information and dedicated support with your VAT registration and filings. And lastly, you can enjoy the automation and integration of your VAT filings with Seller Central. Perfect. So this service provided covers and supports yourselves and other selling partners on this 360 program. So it is an easy way of intuitive VAT filings directly from Seller Central for all the European stores, as shown in the previous slide. It's a worry-free solution in preparation and submissions of VAT filings on your behalf. It's fully automated. Amazon does it alongside the tax agent. And you get constant heads up in any sort of changes with VAT, with Brexit. There's been a lot of compliance changes, so this is where Amazon so VAT services will be able to support you on a country by country basis. Cool. So moving on then to a bit more how to join. So if you're interested in looking more into this solution, or you're keen to sign up, again, all of this is in the PDF, and the links will help you guide to the relevant steps. But just to give you a quick overview, if you go to your Seller Central, manage your VAT section, which is at the top, and if you go to reports, manage your VAT, you'll have this sort of dashboard here. It will just take you through a few requirements that we'll need before you get started with your VAT registration, and once that's done, you're good to go, and then you can enjoy Amazon's VAT registration and the promotion that we're currently providing for selling partners. Again, understand that there are multiple countries where you can get VAT registration numbers. You do not need to get all of them at once. You can select which countries you want to apply for, and finally you'll just need to click on agree and continue to start enrolling onto Amazon's VAT services with the countries that you've selected. Obviously, going back to my previous point, with PanEU FBA having the additional sort of placement countries will enable you to have lower fulfillment fees, and you will be reaching millions more customers with having more than sort of the minimum required VAT registration numbers. So definitely recommend selecting all of them and agreeing and continuing the process. Cool. In this slide, just to bear in mind, obviously when launching your business into Europe, there are certain things to bear in mind, and one of these is the average time that it will take in order to get your VAT registration numbers. So you can see that some countries might require more time than others. So we do suggest that you start as soon as possible with the VAT registration process to enjoy the PanEU benefits as sort of quickly as possible. I know that Q4 is a busy time of year, but if you're looking to join PanEU next year, maybe Q1 or Q2, this is a good time to get started with the VAT registration process. Again, you can see from the slides that Germany is a very popular country for storing your stock, as it's the biggest European marketplace. However, it does take the longest to get the VAT registration number. So if you're really keen and want to push into Europe quickly, we'd recommend looking into some of the other options where getting the VAT number doesn't take too long. So again, a bit about sort of what does the tax agent do in this time. So they will help you register for VAT. They will prepare your VAT filings and submitting them on your behalf. They'll send notifications to the tax authorities on any changes in circumstances, such as you opting out of taxing in the departure of a country, for example, or any changes, say, with Brexit that we've had. They'll also assist with any tax authority questions or audits. Right, so last but not least, VAT services on Amazon will allow you to manage your filings. So this is online and can easily be done directly through Seller Central. So a lot of Amazon's VAT services is all through Seller Central, which makes it very easy to understand. So you will just need to sort of follow these 5 steps. So if you review your product tax file, review Amazon's VAT transaction reports, review additional VAT reports and add any non-Amazon transactions. You can review the draft filings, and you can make VAT payments. So this payment is not automated. You'll have to make this payment yourself. So again, really recommend looking into this option. It's a very useful service that Amazon provides. Selling partners have greatly benefited from it, and especially you can add additional countries if you're looking to expand your business even further into Europe. Cool. So we have come to the end of the webinar. I hope this has helped you build a good understanding of what it potentially means to scale your business across Europe, and has provided you with all the relevant information to further expand into additional countries, and now also, you know, missing offers as well. Can't forget that one. Cool. So I think that's it. I think, Danielle, should we